All right. So, I was gone for a minute. I was out of town, and I forgot to tell you, I brought you something.
Oh yeah? What'd you bring me? We're really doing this again?
Yep. So, you ready to start?
Not doing this!
Mamma mia. Oh, hi, this is the Out of Touch podcast.
Hello! Welcome to the Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris. That's Bill. That's a Mario hat. Guess what movie we saw today?
The Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Not that movie. The new one.
Hurtful.
From 2023, made by Illumination and the creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto. So, Bill, what did you think of the Mario movie?
A lot of fun. It's a Mario. It's Mario.
Yeah.
They did Mario. They made a movie about Mario, and they just did Mario. Unlike the original live action movie, which it just did something and called it Mario. Even though I like that movie.
Yeah. This is the animated Mario movie that is based off the video games and pretty much just filled with a bunch of Easter eggs. But
It's like 90% Easter eggs, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But then again, it's just like the world of Mario. It's of course it's like that. It's just, well, we know that. We know that.
it's cool. It's, beautiful. Like, the animation looks like absolutely gorgeous. And, there's a lot of references for the games and the music. Music is great in this movie. Like, it has so many songs from the games that are, like, amped up for, like, a movie. Like, they have, like, the Mario 3, like, opening level song and, like, all the classic Mario themes throughout the movie. It's amazing. So
Basically, most Mario music that you would think of, yeah, it's going to be in this movie. It's actually in this movie.
yeah.
It's not that piece of music that you love so much from the 1993 movie.
See that episode for reference. Anyway. So Bill, how do you want to go about talking about this? Like, just like favorite moments or what?
Just quick, brief summary. I mean, opening, it's not that dissimilar from the 1993 one because it's the Mario Brothers. They're running a plumbing business in Brooklyn that's not doing so great. And then they get sucked into a portal and end up in a different place.
Yeah. It's just like the Mushroom Kingdom, but it's like part of like a whole world.
It's a whole bunch of kingdoms.
Yeah.
There's an Ice Kingdom. There's the Donkey Kong Kingdom.
Yeah.
There's some other places that we don't really see for more than a second.
Well, they show like some of the stuff on like different like levels. Like you see like, the Sand Kingdom and like you do see, if you look closely, you see Yoshi's Island and the map over there.
Well,
and
they cross through it at one point.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Very quickly. It's blink and
Briefly.
you'll miss it. But
Don't expect Yoshi's in this movie
yeah, but
for more than a second.
Yeah, true. You're saving that for the next movie, probably.
And if you think, oh, how do you know there's going to be a next movie? Look at the box office. There's going to be a next movie.
It's Mario. It's made. Nintendo micromanaged the hell out of this movie.
They're like, we're not letting that happen again.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess let's just talk about some of the good moments. I like how Italian Mario is in this movie.
And it warmed my heart.
Yeah. I like when him and Luigi go home and like the whole family's there and they're all eating dinner. And then like his uncles are like busting his balls about like being a plumber and stuff.
What's with the outfits, Mario? What are you doing?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, I guess Mario's canon age from what like the creator said, I guess, is true because Shigeru Miyamoto said he's supposed to be like 26.
I mean, in here, I believe it.
Yeah,
In this
yeah.
movie, I believe it.
Yeah.
Not so much in the games where it's like, he's been doing this for a really long time, man.
Yeah.
He should be at least in his mid-30s.
Yeah, he's like 38. He's 38. He's
But yeah,
got
he-
sciatica.
He definitely plays it off as I mean, this is his first adventure, so of course
Yeah.
he's younger.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool. Like, got his mom and dad which is interesting. Like, I was like, hey, we actually get to see Mario's parents. They're
Yeah.
like in this, and it's really fun.
And Mario's dad's like, what are you doing, Mario? I ain't proud of you or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Mario's dad's the guy that voices Mario in the games.
Which is great. I wasn't sure what that guy would do in the movies, but he voices his dad and this other character named Giuseppe that's in the movie for like 5 seconds.
And he's basically Jumpman.
Yeah.
He's playing
yeah,
Jumpman.
Very much. There's a lot of references in this movie.
I'm sure there's so many that I didn't see or catch. Some of which is because, I didn't really play that game that much, or I didn't play that game that much. Or it's just because I was looking at this reference, but there was another reference over here that I missed. And that one, 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 and that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for a Mario movie, story is light. They gotta go beat Bowser because Bowser's evil and trying to take over the Mushroom Kingdom, and he also wants to marry Peach because he's like in love with her.
Yes. And definitely, that aspect definitely feels a little more modern from the whole like, I want to marry you, Peach.
Yeah.
Whereas previously he was just like,
Yeah, it's just like, I'm a monster and I kidnapped the princess because that's what monsters do.
yeah.
But now it's just like, yeah, it's kind of weird. Bowser's played by Jack Black. Jack Black does a really good job. It is really weird that Bowser plays the piano and like sings songs in this movie.
Yeah, that was odd.
It was odd. It was kind of funny when like him and Kamek are playing the piano together at that one point where he's like, come jam with me or whatever. But yeah, there's so many weird things in this movie that I was not expecting. Like the DK rap, which I was like, are you kidding me? That is completely nuts.
Yeah.
I love Donkey Kong in this movie. He's like hilarious. He's not at all how I would imagine like the Donkey Kong like game character. But when I think of the original opening for Donkey Kong Country, then I'm like, you know what, actually this does track. Because like the original opening is like, Cranky Kong with the record player, then Donkey Kong hits him off the thing and puts down the jam box and starts dancing, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, that does track for the way Donkey Kong acts in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you stop and look at like what little we see, it's very much just like, oh no, yeah, Donkey Kong's kind of a goofball.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't do his like dance from like the game, but that's okay.
I'm sure almost every Donkey Kong supporting character's in that arena. I saw a couple that, obviously they point out Diddy, Dixie's with him.
Yeah, and I think Crunchy Kong is with them too.
Yeah, I'm not sure which Kong that was.
Yeah.
He looked familiar though.
Yeah.
I didn't see a Funky Kong.
I didn't see Funky Kong.
He's probably in there.
I think I may have saw Kiddy Kong in there.
Probably. I'm sure he's in there.
But
No sign of Wrinkly Kong. But then again, there's a lot of Kongs in that arena.
well, don't forget, Wrinkly Kong might be dead because she dies.
Yeah, she does die.
Yeah,
But she doesn't die yet.
I guess so.
She could still be alive.
That's true, but it could be
That
part.
was such a messed up thing that they did. They introduced Wrinkly Kong. She's in 2 games. She's like old school teacher lady, and then she's like fit grandma, and then she's just dead.
Yeah,
What the?
she's a ghost.
That was so weird.
It was weird. Poor Cranky Kong. It's like that's why he's cranky. That's
Now
why-
he was cranky before that.
That's true.
He's a king in this for some reason. That's weird.
It is weird. He's very different than I thought he would be.
I feel like personality-wise, he's not too far off, but just the fact that he's a king is weird.
It is weird, yeah. The Donkey Kong like Jungle Kingdom is pretty spectacular though. It's where all the carts come from, and
Yeah.
I guess like the best part of the movie, more or less, is just like the animated sequences and just how much is in them. It's like this movie is
The animated sequences in this 100% animated movie.
Well, I mean, like, what I mean is, like, the action sequences, Like, there's just, like, so much going on in, like, every frame of this movie, almost.
They reference almost every kind of classic Mario level you can think of. Even, however briefly.
Yeah.
They're walking across the bridge, the fish are jumping everywhere. They walk through the first level of Mario 64.
Yeah, There's like you know, all like the dry bones that Luigi encounters, the Shy Guys, all those enemies. Like more or less, almost every Mario enemy shows up in this movie. You know, with the exception of a few, I'm sure, just because there's so many Mario games now. But
Yeah, and plus, I mean, some of them, if they are there, they're just in the background
yeah,
or show up just like King Babam is here.
King Boban's been getting a lot of play lately.
Has he?
He showed up in Mario Golf, and he's like gigantic, and it's really weird.
Huh.
It's amazing to be him, though. I'm hoping he shows up in Mario Kart 8, just because of how weird he is in Mario Golf.
Weird.
But yeah, I guess like some of the more notable enemies that weren't in this were like the Wigglers and stuff like that. But
They probably could have stuck them in the background as just like animals.
probably, you know, every frame has.
I mean,
so much.
look, they put so much stuff from Mario. They gotta leave some shit out
Yeah.
for sequels.
It's true.
I mean, granted, you know, don't always think you're gonna get a sequel. That was a mistake the 1993 movie made with their ending.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Like,
So-
if this movie was the only one, you'd be like, all right, we got almost everything.
Yeah.
We didn't get Yoshi. We didn't get, I don't know, Shy Guys are only really in it for like a minute. They don't really do anything except
Sure.
capture Luigi.
We didn't get the Koopalings or Bowser Jr. or stuff like that,
No.
but you know, who knows?
But at least they saved some stuff.
Yeah,
They didn't throw everything at the screen.
I'll say
They
like
threw a lot, though.
yeah, I'll say all the voices in the movie were pretty good. You get used to the Chris Pratt Mario voice pretty fast. At first, I thought I was gonna be like, you know, just be like, that's just Chris Pratt, but like after watching the movie, I'm like, no, that's Mario.
Yeah, I settled
It's
into it
different
pretty
enough, you know.
quick. It sounds enough like how you'd expect Mario to sound,
Yeah,
but also it's not like a carbon copy of, like, you couldn't do the game voice with the thick Italian accent. You couldn't do that for 90
I
minutes.
disagree, but
I think you couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to like 90 minutes of that. Let's go. I'm gonna punch. Come on, Ouija. Let's go.
Come on, Illumination, do two cuts of the movie. One with Charles Martinet doing Mario and Luigi's voices, and then this cut.
Mamma mia.
That'd be amazing.
Nah.
They would never do that. But
Nah,
like that would be insane.
A terrible idea.
Or the best thing ever.
No.
Well,
I guess I'm of the mindset, maybe because, you know, I grew up with reruns of the cartoon and the live action movie, that I'm like, nah, man, Mario's got to sound like a guy from Brooklyn, not a guy from Italy.
yeah, I guess that's true. But, well, he does do that voice like at the beginning of the movie with his like commercial.
Yeah.
And it's fun, some of the stuff in like Brooklyn we get to see, like they go to fix like, you know, these rich people's sink and they have like this murder dog.
It was a very nice dog, but Luigi stepped on his bone.
Yeah. It's just like, wow, this dog's like, pretty sure Luigi calls him a hellhound.
Someone called it a hellhound, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, he said hell in a kid's movie.
I think you get away with one hell in a PG movie.
Oh, okay. Man, hell and dams everywhere.
Well, mostly darns.
Yeah,
And a lot of Mamma Mia's.
it's true.
Mostly Mamma Mia.
Yeah. We get baby Mario and baby Luigi at one
They
point.
threw that in there.
Yeah, and baby Peach.
Oh, yeah, we got that for a second.
Yeah.
I guess that's something that they could explore in a sequel, like where the hell she came from.
Yeah, it's weird that they don't even like have like any type of like breathing room to have like a talk about that. They just kind of like have like a little bit like where Peach is just like, oh, I don't know where I came from. Okay. Like Mario's like, maybe you came from my world, and then she's just like, I guess, but there's a lot of other galaxies out there, so
Do you get the reference?
yeah.
Did they play music from Galaxy? I don't know. I don't remember that game well enough.
I think they might have. There's the Luma that is like so dark and sadistic in like the cage
Yeah, that's so weird.
that like just wants to die. It even briefly makes like the same sound from like the game at one point, like the little laugh the Lumas have. I was like, what the heck, Nintendo? Yeah, there's like Bowser's weird thing where he's just like, I'm gonna sacrifice all these prisoners for you. It's like kind of like, whoa, like that's like hardcore. What is that, Bowser, an Aztec? Like, because they sacrifice a bunch of people. But anyway,
Not in volcanoes.
I guess not. I don't know.
I thought you were a history major at one point.
Well, I don't know. I guess did Polynesian people sacrifice people to volcanoes?
I don't know.
There's a lot of volcanoes in Oceania. There's that one joke in Family Guy where the guy's just like, "It's step, pivot, pivot. Are you trying to piss off the volcano?"
God. Moving on.
Yeah.
Mamma mia.
Oh man. There was some spaghetti in the movie,
It's established early on that Mario doesn't like mushrooms.
which is pretty fun. There's even like the whole sequence of him doing like the Mario level course like over and over again and failing.
Just like every kid.
Yeah. The super mushrooms actually do make him bigger, which I was happy about. I was just like, oh, are they gonna actually make the mushrooms like make him grow, or is he just gonna like get stronger? But he grows, and I was like, okay, cool.
I like that. He the first time he lands on that platform and it just falls immediately. I'm like, oh man, I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so fun. Like so many things from the games. It's a really like good like callback to like just the Mario games in general.
Pretty much every era, I think, gets covered
Yeah.
in some degree.
Yeah.
Like, because I think they knew going in that this was a movie that could appeal to like 40 years worth of people that have grown up on the Mario games and are now playing those games with their children.
Yeah.
And then taking those children to this movie because they're like, Mario, yes, I love Mario.
Yeah.
I had so much fun playing Mario. And how many people that don't have Nintendo right now are just gonna go and buy Nintendo
Pretty much.
and then go to Super Nintendo Land and Universal Studios? You monsters!
I mean, they made Super Nintendo Land look like the movie.
I mean, it looks like the games, and
Yeah.
the movie looks like the games.
Exactly.
Except Mario's got a collar.
He does have a collar. He's a little more classy in the movie than he is in the regular games,
It's the interesting little detail I noticed. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Man, the only thing that like would be funny if like there was like a flashback where Mario's like, "Hey, remember when I used to wear red overalls and a blue shirt? That was different."
And they didn't do anything with that.
Yeah.
They didn't show like the weird, how Mario just occasionally looked opposite for some reason.
Yeah.
It always threw me as a kid. It's like, wait, which is it? I'm confused.
Yeah, if you play like the All-Star ports of the Nintendo games, he's got the red overalls.
I think in a comic I had as a kid, he had the red overalls.
Yeah. The original game he does, but I think that was more or less like the color palette limit of like the NES.
Which was like, what, 5 colors?
I don't know, but I know there is like limitations, and maybe they're just like, well, we can't make his pants blue because then we can't make the sky blue or something,
I've seen this quote more than once from Shigeru Miyamoto where it's just like, he has a mustache and a big nose, so I didn't have to draw a mouth.
Yeah.
I could keep his face relatively simple because I only had X amount of pixels to work with.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
That's
But-
why he also has a hat.
Exactly. The Mario hat. There, Bill. Are you happy?
I'm never happy.
Sad.
A little bit.
But yeah, there's a lot of great action in this movie. It's pretty crazy that the final battle is in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Since I go to New York a lot too, when they were in Brooklyn, I'm like, I wonder if any of these places are gonna look familiar to me. And I'm like, yeah, not really.
I don't think there's a real Punch-Out pizzeria.
Oh man, if only there was though.
There
And you
could
know
be.
it would have awesome pizza because all the pizza in Brooklyn is actually pretty damn good. So
I mean, all the pizza in that general area is pretty damn good unless it's
Yeah.
Domino's.
that's true. Yeah, but
I mean, I knew that I didn't know they were going to end up in Brooklyn, but I knew I'm like, all right, he's going to get the Power Star by the end of the movie and he's going to whip Bowser's ass. I didn't expect Luigi to get it with him.
I was happy.
No, that was good. That was nice.
The movie is called Mario Brothers.
And he sits out a lot of the action
Yeah.
because he spends most of the movie captured.
yeah.
It's nice that he got that moment where he could finally like kick ass, and he had that moment of bravery where he had like the mantle and he's blocking the fire and he saves his brother. He
Yeah.
finally stepped up and got brave, and like that's good. That's a nice character moment.
The Power Star, when they get it, it plays the song from the game, except like, amped up.
And epic.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, so we've gotten Super Sonic and Super Mario and Luigi.
pretty much. Yeah. Man, that scene too, where like Mario and Donkey Kong are just like going through the Mushroom Kingdom, fighting all the Koopas.
That was pretty cool.
It's so good. Like Donkey Kong's dynamic with Mario is like pretty hilarious. He just like doesn't like Mario at all.
Which I'm sure somewhat fits their history in the games. They did
Yeah.
start out as enemies in the games.
That's true.
Like that whole arena is like a combination of Super Smash Bros. And the original Donkey Kong arcade game.
Yeah.
It's throwing barrel. Donkey Kong's throwing barrels at Mario. What more could you want?
Yeah. Also, Donkey Kong gets like the power ups, at least the one in
Yeah,
we
we
the
see him
Fire Flower Donkey Kong, which
Yeah.
is like, whoa, I never thought of that.
because he doesn't have those in his land.
No.
He's got barrels and rhinos.
And go karts.
Yeah,
So many go karts for some reason.
someone had to have them.
Yeah.
Look, they needed to include a Mario Kart sequence in this movie somehow. So why not have the primate civilization be like technologically superior to the mushroom civilization?
Yeah, one thing about the Mushroom Kingdom that I was kind of like surprised about is you see a lot of toads walking around, but you don't see like the like girl toads, like Toadette.
There was girl toads.
There were girl toads.
Yeah, I
didn't notice them.
I heard some girl voices.
I guess so. Like
There's so many of them, and you can't see past the
they
hats.
usually have the little braids though.
I mean, there might have been a few braids in there, but
Yeah.
there's just so many of them.
That's true.
And you just see the mushroom domes.
It's true. It's like that one joke, like from like
I'm sure there's some with like eyelashes and stuff.
Yeah.
maybe cool dresses running around. I don't know.
man. Yeah, it's just I can't remember what it's from. It's probably from some internet video, but I remember like it must have been like some old animation or something where like it's just like Bowser's like, no, I'm trying to save the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess, she has these little mushroom people that she bosses around. Like, I don't remember what that's from, but like I kind of was thinking of that when you see all the little toads around. But yeah, it's an absolutely like gorgeous looking movie, and if you
Good for Toad for being in this movie for more than 5 seconds.
yeah, and he's pretty funny, and he's like brave because I guess that Toad is technically Captain Toad because he has like the backpack, but he doesn't have the helmet, and they play the Captain Toad music when he's around.
The hell's Captain Toad?
There's a whole video game called Captain Toad.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, Toad got his own video game, and it's called Captain Toad, and it's pretty fun. And he wears a big backpack, and he can't jump, but that's okay because his levels are designed around like figuring out almost like these like 3D mazes. They're pretty fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
I never heard of it.
yeah, yeah. Well, you have a whole genre of Mario games to explore
I
then,
think Mario is in every genre.
except first-person shooters.
That would be weird.
That would be weird. Mario Reloaded. he's like a Desert Eagle, like sideways on the cover, and like sunglasses.
That's a spicy meatball.
Man. Yeah. But yeah, I guess he is in almost every genre of games now.
He's got racing, sports, party games,
Fighting games,
platforming.
Yeah.
Obviously platforming. That's his.
RPGs.
Yeah, RPGs.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Even,
Puzzle.
Yeah.
Freaking Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
There was no Dr. Mario reference as far as I could tell.
That would be hilarious. If his mom or something just said like you should go back to medical school, that would have been great.
Ah, man, he could have had an uncle that was Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
I guess we didn't get to see the thing if like they were like, Luigi Mario and Mario, but I think that is like
That's kind of
what
always
they
been.
are.
That's the implication.
Yeah, because they are the Mario brothers. So,
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird that you would name your kid Mario, but
It would be hilarious if Mario brought that up at the dinner table when his dad's like busting his balls about something. He's just like, "You picked a dumb name for your business." It's like, "Dad, you named me Mario." Like,
But Mario didn't want to insult his dad. He wanted his dad's approval.
Sure.
And he got it in the end.
Yeah.
Because it's a kid's movie, and everybody's got to hug and be happy.
Yeah,
Except Bowser.
that's true.
Because he's the bad guy, and he's got to get his comeuppance.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get like straight up murdered.
No, it's
It's not a Marvel movie.
a family movie.
Yeah,
Nobody died in this movie.
it's true.
Well, actually, there was that one Koopa Trooper that died, but he's fine.
He got brought back to life as a dry bones
Yeah.
immediately.
So that kind of lets you know how all those dry bones happened. Bowser killed his men and created skeletons.
Because they're all cursed
Guess.
to never die for some reason.
I guess so.
Who cursed them?
Do you think that blue shell guy is now a dry bones?
Maybe. Or maybe he just got like vaporized.
He might be the only death in the movie.
That's true. It is kind of funny that he just like screams blue shell and like he
Is that like the Koopa Troopa kamikaze cry?
I guess so, but it's just like if you don't know what Mario Kart blue shells are,
What are you doing in this movie?
yeah.
I guess if you stop playing at Super Nintendo, you're not going to know about the blue shell.
Yeah, I guess they didn't. Did they show up in Nintendo 64?
Yes.
Okay.
They weren't spiked yet, though. I think it was just like a regular shell, but it was blue.
Okay. Yeah.
But it got spiked later on. Maybe it did
It
have
started
spikes.
exploding, I think, in like Double Dash.
I don't remember. I think maybe it was spiked. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I haven't played Mario 64. And sometimes the power-ups kind of blur together.
It's true.
I'm like, where's the feather? Oh, wait, that was Super Nintendo. Fuck.
Yeah. I missed the feather. Bring back the feather. Cape Mario is cool, and he's in this movie.
Yeah, but I wish it was a power-up and not an Easter egg.
True.
I'm sorry, but I like Cape Mario better than Tanuki Mario.
Yeah, me too.
I think Tanuki Mario sucks.
I don't mind it, but Cape Mario is definitely cooler.
Bring back Cape Mario.
Yeah. He's fun.
When they made that Hallmark ornament of Mario in the cape, I'm like, I'm buying that. That's my Mario.
Nice. But I don't know what else to say about this movie except it is great.
It's exactly what you'd probably want it to be. It's the Mario Brothers. They're on an adventure in the Mushroom Kingdom. There's running. They run from left to right. They jump on turtles. There's the round of Mario Kart. It's crazy. They're on the Rainbow Road.
They are in the Rainbow Road.
It's like, it's what you want from a Mario movie.
It's a love letter to the Mario games.
It was made with love. It was made with care.
Yeah.
It was made by people that have actually played the Mario games.
True.
Even though I like this movie, it wasn't made by anyone that gave a shit about the games. Like a script doctor punched up the script and added stuff from the games who liked the games, but nobody else liked the games. Bob Hoskins didn't even know there were games.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, Chris Pratt played Mario when he was a kid. Charlie Day probably played Mario at some point too. I don't know how old he is, but Chris Pratt, I'm sure, played a lot of Mario when he was younger.
Yeah. And we all know Jack Black is a gamer guy.
I'm sure he played more Mario than any of them.
Yeah.
He's probably still playing Mario.
Yeah. They were all playing Mario Kart on like YouTube for the movie, so
Nice.
yeah.
That's fun.
But yeah, the Mario movie is pretty great. So go see it. We finally got a good Mario movie.
There was a Yoshi egg in the post-credit scene.
That's right.
It was the exact same ending stinger from the 1998 Godzilla movie, which is kind of weird.
Except the sequel is going to be called Mario Brothers 2 Yoshi's Revenge.
Maybe.
But I guess we'll see what happens.
Do the Mario.
I don't know the words.
Just gotta swing your arms from side to side.
Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go.